hooked on a feeling. I'm high on believing that you're in love with me.
Hello everybody, and welcome to a very exciting and much awaited patch for Marvel Heroes 2015. This particular one is 1.49, and it has some content that we have been waiting for a very long time to retrieve. And that specifically is the achievement system. That's right, it is finally here, but in addition to that, we have all of the content that ties in with the movie, The Avengers 2 Age of Ultron. And chief amongst that is we've got the Ultron challenge mode where you can go and fight Ultron. We've got the release of Vision, our newest hero. We also have all of the Age of Ultron costumes in the store, and Scarlet Witch has received her 52 review. Don't worry, I'm going to be going over all of the content one at a time, but because there's so much, I'm going to go right on ahead and get started. First and foremost is the store. As I mentioned, all of the costumes from Age of Ultron are there. There you can see there's Captain America, there's Iron Man and the really awesome Hulkbuster, there's Scarlet Witch, and there's also Thor, I know, and then I believe there's a couple of others, but you can see here under specials, they're all listed. So lots of cool stuff there. Second, the really big thing that we have been waiting for literally a year is achievements. You access achievements by pressing V on your keyboard, and it opens up this window with the login rewards and the achievements. The achievements are categorized in numerous different ways, where the collection is essentially getting a bunch of different items, crafting exactly what it sounds like. Most of these are fairly self-explanatory, but there are actually a couple of little things to know about them, where first and foremost is the rewards that you get. The rewards that you receive are dependent on the amount of time and effort it takes to achieve these different achievements, and also sometimes they're somewhat related to the actual achievement that you got. For example, if you defeat each super villains in the collateral damage scenario in HoloSim, then you get a random cosmic medallion. You defeated a bunch of super villains, you get a random cosmic medallion. The most common thing though is the coffer of achievement. The coffers of achievement actually give you some really interesting rewards, and it's also why I'm playing as Psylocke right now. The coffers of achievement give you a total of 4 items. You get a relic or a cosmic or a unique item for one of the slots 1 through 5. You get some epic or cosmic item that is either an insignia, a medallion, a ring, or a team-up gear item, and then you also get some currency. So the currency can be anything listed on this tab here, and again, it's completely random what you're going to get. And last but not least, you get the Achiever's Brew. So the reason that I'm here on Psylocke is because I need some upgrades to a few of pieces of her equipment, so we'll see what I get here. And oh, cool, Lady Deathstrike medallion. That's pretty awesome. Nothing too good there. But can I not? Oh, I guess we can't. There we go. There. So the Achiever's Brew, we get some cool stuff here. The move speed, experience, base damage, Sif, Riff, and additional credits. Now the thing is that it's only 15 minutes, but at the same time you got to think that the coffers of achievement again are the most common things you're going to be getting. So there's a lot of potential for them. You can see though I've gotten a lot of different things just based off of the retroactive achievements that I have done. However, not all of the achievements are retroactive, particularly with regard to the enemies. There are things where if you take down a certain bad guy X number of times, I know that I have done several of those, but you know, it doesn't matter. Whatever. It's mostly just very exciting that it's finally here. It's about time. And the best part about this is it gives this game a great deal of replay value, which it really did not have before. That was one of the biggest issues, is that after you've done a decent amount of, you know, just stuff, then there's not really much else left to do. After you've gotten like all the heroes to level 60, what do? Well, now we have these achievements, and they give you something to work towards even after you have done a lot of what the game has to offer. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next major thing, which for me is going to be discussing Vision, the newest hero. For those of you who don't know, I know I certainly didn't know until I started reading about him, Vision is actually an android.
felt more human than when fighting alongside my friends.
There you go. He never felt more human than when fighting alongside his friends, which means that he is not a human. So the thing is that his power kit is actually extremely unique and very, very cool. First off, he doesn't have spirit, he uses solar energy. The jewel in his forehead is actually like a solar jewel crystal thing. I don't know exactly what it's called, but that's how he that's the source of his power. He's a solar powered robot, effectively. The three power trees that he has are density brawling, which are just his punches and kicks and throws and moves and all that kind of stuff. Well, not throws. Solar power, this is a lot of larger scale beams and things of that nature, area of effect, stuff like that. And then the android is really neat because you actually get hacking, and you can control robots and they become like pets, similar to Emma Frost. The defragmentation here is his combined passive ability and the crowd control immunity. The AI hack is the base power for it, and then overclocking actually can let you blow up the guys that you've got helping you out. So it's pretty cool. There's potential for a bit of summoning. I don't know if you can actually build him solely as a summoner though. But the most interesting mechanic for him is actually the density. One power that Vision has that's very unique to him is he is capable of altering his density from the point of being able to move through objects all the way up to being essentially like dark matter, very, very, very dense, which is the idea and the principle behind his density brawling. So you can see here I've got these tags that are basic melee phasing, movement and phasing. The phasing is because I am at low density. And you can sort of see here in the image for phase that it's kind of him halfway through a floor, and basically I am at low density. But what you do is you activate this power density shift, and when you do that, it changes all of his abilities to their alternate state. So in my case, I've got it here on H, so you can see even the images themselves changed. And now, instead of having that sort of bluish outline that he had before, now there is really nothing there because I have changed densities and I'm no longer phasing. But the thing that this does is it changes the capabilities that you have. It changes the damage, obviously. You get much higher damage when you're at a higher density, and it actually changes the abilities themselves as well. So for the best example is actually the movement. So when you're at high density, you have this little torpedo movement. But when you're at low density, it's actually a teleportation move. But it's the same thing. It's the same power. It just changes whenever you change the density of Vision. It's a very, very unique way to fight because what you can end up doing is when you are in the low density, then you can stay back and you can use solar power capabilities, which will drain a lot of your solar energy. But then what you can do is you can change your density, go to high, you can go to high density, and then you're much more capable at a melee level. So I just want you to notice the attack speed for this is relatively slow when I'm at high density. Once I switch back to low density, you're going to see now it's much, much faster, but it's the exact same power. It's the same thing, it's just different because I changed the density. So there's a lot of dynamic capability with Vision. I'm very, very excited to get him up to higher levels. But again, the big thing for solar power, those are the energy beams and things of that nature. So I'll show you the kind of stuff that he's got with that. So this is just the basic area of effect attack that he gets. And you can see it drains the solar energy very, very quickly. But again, just swap over to heavy, and then as you're punching and bashing the bad guys, your solar energy is recharging, and then by the time you swap back, you're just about ready to switch your densities back so you can head back to using the solar abilities. Right? That's another solar ability, just the basic eye zap. Right? Very, very awesome, a lot of fun, very dynamic, and not only that, but along with the Android pet system that he's got, some very, very amazing potential. So great hero, highly recommended, just the little amount that I've played him here and on the test center before. But right now, we're going to switch on over to Scarlet Witch, because again, she had her 52 review. Unfortunately, I am not level 52 with her, so I do not have access to her ultimate power, but she has had a lot of major changes. The really biggest change for her is this thing called the chaos damage. The chaos damage just represents sort of I mean, the idea of Scarlet Witch is that she is using these crazy, weird, chaotic hexes and vexes and all sorts of spells and stuff like that. And the idea behind the new chaos mechanic is that everything is chaotic, everything is so ridiculously RNG amazing that the vast majority of her powers now relate a lot more to this chaotic capability and this new chaos. Not capability, I already said that, but this chaos mechanic. So there's a lot of really great potential. The entire kit has basically been revamped. I think only 3 or 4 of the powers went completely untouched. But you can see now Unmake Reality used to be her ultimate, and now it is her signature instead, and she has No More as the ultimate instead. But there are a couple of cool little powers where, like Beast from Beyond, you can now summon little beastie nasty guys. A lot of changes to the original powers, mostly to add in a lot higher damage and mostly a lot of damage variability. You can see here with the Hex Bolt that the mental damage range is 77 to 15,000. So a massive range for damage capability. So there's really no telling exactly how good your DPS is going to be. It can range vastly. But there's a lot of cool stuff that can happen still. So very, very exciting. A lot of cool stuff with it. And you can see this is actually related to the chaos as well, where you've got these different effects, whether it's typically area of effect effects. There's a random summon there. I'm literally just using this one single power, but the chaos magic is actually causing these different bad guys and different effects to manifest as I'm using it. So it's really, really incredible. It's a very fun mechanic. It's just a really interesting thing to have Scarlet Witch do, and obviously it makes sense for her character because everything is chaos. So with that, I'm going to switch over to Rocket Raccoon, and I'm going to hop into the Ultron mode, which is well, it's not brand new. It's been in testing for a little while, but there, see, it's the Age of Ultron, and as far as I know, it's only available at level 60. So don't know how well you're going to be able to do it. Hopefully I'll be able to get a group for it. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. But the biggest idea for this is that the amount and the quality of the loot that you get is actually directly related to how well you are doing. So you can see here I've got the bonus thing right there that says I'll get a bonus if I complete everything within about 5.5 minutes from when I started. I don't think I'm going to manage to do that, though. It seems like I didn't actually get a bunch of friends. Well, there's one at least. But this is the Ultron mode. So you see, I'm trying to save the city. We got to do a whole lot of damage very, very quickly. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very similar to X-Defense and HoloSim in that it is still really somewhat heavily a wave defense effectively, but at the same time it's still very unique in its own right, just in the context of what you're trying to do and the fact that you now have a timer related to what you're capable of doing. In addition, whenever you get to the point of finishing up, I believe it's 5 waves, quote unquote, if I'm not mistaken, then you actually fight Ultron himself, and it means that you can get even more done and you get even bigger and better loot. But it's kind of neat because it's sort of like a self-enclosed story, somewhat similar to a one-shot, but not quite. It's very, very cool, a lot of fun with this. Incidentally, since I'm here and I'm just sort of messing around a little bit, I'm probably not going to stay for this whole thing, but one important thing to note is that tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, but on Saturday, I'm still going to be doing my live stream, and I'll be going through a lot of this brand new content. So it's going to be pretty fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm going to delve a lot deeper into Vision as well as Scarlet Witch and the changes that she had. In addition, Black Widow and Hawkeye also got some additional changes after their quality of life updates last week. So there is plenty of stuff to go around. No worries about it whatsoever. Alright. So this is kind of unfortunate. I think the problem here is the idea is this is designed for 5 people. It's not supposed to be HoloSim. It's not just supposed to be 2 people. So this seems like the kind of thing that you might want to build up beforehand, but we're basically just going after all these little exclamation marks here. So it's pretty fun. It's a cool little mode. It gives you a chance to really strategize with more people. Hopefully, if you can get a good group and you know the other people that you're playing with and they know what they're doing and you know what you're doing, then it's a lot less of a problem, theoretically. But still, great time, lots of cool stuff, lots of achievements to get now, and one of the really cool things that I'm very excited about with achievements is the fact that we're going to be able to have a lot more achievements available in the future as well. Certainly that's going to be something that the developers can very easily build on, just add on more and more and more achievements as they see fit. So I'm very excited to see more of that. But for now, I'm actually going to go ahead and sign off here. I'm going to finish up this off of the patch notes video. Thankfully just about finished with the Ultron mode here. You can see we're sitting here fighting Ultron Prime himself. And he's almost gone. Hooray! We have been defeated. Well, he was defeated. And you can see I got the phase bonus, which was silver. It starts off with gold, and it goes, you know, as you might see fit. It goes gold, silver, and bronze. And depending on how well you do on each one, you can see you get the individual boxes from each phase. So there's a total of 4 phases. We got gold on one of them, so that was pretty exciting. But didn't do too badly on that. Got a unique out of the gold box, so that's pretty nice. Decent amount of the heroes' commendations, so always good to see, obviously. And look, I got a fancy achievement as well. So it's a really fun game mode. I'm not certain exactly how long it's going to last. But hopefully it'll be here for a while yet, because it's pretty cool. It allows for a lot of interesting strategy, and it's a good way to a good different way to farm other gear that you might not otherwise be able to get. So I'm going to try to get back to the regular area. There we go. So this way you can see exactly how big this thing is. So you saw before that the map looked relatively small, but effectively this is actually Midtown Manhattan connected with Central Park. So you start off in Central Park, and then as you go and go and go and go, eventually oh, excuse me, I apologize. As you go and go, then eventually you get to Midtown Manhattan right here. And you can see this is cut straight from the Midtown Manhattan that we all know and love. But either way, the entire area is absolutely enormous, and all of the phases take place in different areas of this massive area. Well, different portions of this massive area, I should say. But either way, so that's officially it for these patch notes 1.49. With that, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'm going to get back to my regular gaming. I hope that you go and have some fun as well with this. But thank you very much again for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this. I will see you next time.
Lips as sweet as candy, its taste is on my